the Shakedown Sound series.
In this series, we're going to share with you envelope filters by some of our favorite manufacturers.
Join us on this long, strange trip. All right, today that Shakedown Sound is being brought to you by Lovepedal, the Rubber Chicken. This is a pedal that the Beard might own too, in his personal collection.
Yes, might.
Because maybe he had two pedal boards.
So if you find a pedal, I don't know if anybody else does this, you find a pedal that you really love, you buy two. That way you have...
No matter what you hear, you never have too much gear. Even if it's the same pedal.
And that's a wrap. So, a long time ago, I went down the envelope rabbit hole of trying to find one that I really liked. Mm-hmm. There's a couple that we tried to get for the series that we haven't got our hands on yet that I had looked at. There's newer editions out I'd like to look at. But inevitably, I did end up on the Rubber Chicken. Shout out to Mike Hermans, who from Pop Into the Chemist or whichever one of his channels. He has I don't want to call it a review because he does mostly playing, right? But man, I was like sold. I listened to him play and I was like sold, and then got it and I love it. So there's some things that I really like about this particular envelope filter that we'll talk about. It's kind of weird, like I said to Pat, like I've had this one on the board for so long. I honestly, but still don't know how to use it, because once I found that sound I want, and this is one of those where you take a snapshot of the settings. Right. And I did pull out a picture that I took of the other one that's on the board to compare it to this one, just to make sure it was kind of where I wanted it. So we always start with sounds from the Doodah Man. Mm-hmm. Does it get that sound? And so this one sounds a little. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the sound that I like. So,
right.
Yeah, that's where I would land. Or kind of the sound that I have in my head. This is the sound that I get that I like. Right. For whatever that means. So, yeah, one of the other things I do want to mention that I really like about this pedal is, I'm a volume knob player. So, to clean up my guitar, roll the volume back. Normally have the drive on all the time. Roll the volume knob back to clean it up. Roll it up to get it louder. And I have found, and we don't have that set up to show that, but I have found with this pedal, with a drive after it, that I can roll my volume knob back and it still cleans up. I can put this on and still get the envelope to trip. And even with a clean signal, full, and then we'll roll the volume down a little bit.
Yeah, no knock on other pedals, but other pedals we've tried in the series, you give it that low of an input, it's not really going to trip.
Mm-hmm. It gets roll.
Yeah.
So and I don't know what it is about this one, but it does seem to react with the volume knob a little bit better than some of the other ones I've tried. Mm-hmm. Some of them don't at all. Like you roll the volume back a little bit, it's gone. It's you know it's. I mean, even almost off. There's still some stuff going on there. It doesn't get that just muted, like muffled. Right. So I think when it came to before me picking one that I really liked, it had a lot to do with the fact that it worked with the volume knob and still did what I wanted it to do. If that means anything to anybody else. So we have 4 knobs. We got a volume, a spectrum, a sensitivity, and a Q. And in Lovepedal fashion,
yes,
there's no owner's manual. There's nothing that we have been able to find that tells us what those 4 knobs do. But we do have an idea. So, do you want to do clean code?
Yeah, I'm playing a 95 PRS standard 24 through the Tyler JT22. I'm going to play it on the bridge because most of the ones we've done on the bridge.
So, where to start? I think we'll start with the Q knob and just roll that all the way down, all the way up while you play, just so people see what the Q knob does. Spectrum next?
Yeah.
Sure. Do we need to do the spectrum and the sensitivity together? Let's approach it like I guess we have with some of the other pedals. I'll move the spectrum and then kind of run the sensitivity, move the spectrum. Well, actually, we'll start the spectrum all the way down, and I'll kind of move that sensitivity knob down, move it up, move it around, move the sensitivity knob. You follow that.
You got it.
Just watch.
Up, down, all around.
I'm not going to try and make things up. Like, I don't know that I'm 100% certain the difference between the spectrum and the Q. I feel like the Q has something to, like, normally when you hear Q, like on a wah pedal, you have the Q. It's, you know, maybe how wide where the
hump is, right?
Right. Sensitivity should be the higher you have it up, the less hard you're going to have to pick to make it trip. What I do think about this one, so first of all, it's a low pass filter, right? It's not band pass, it's not high pass. Definitely low pass filter. Definitely the sweep of the filter is doing something. It's doing what we like, whether that's up or down.
Right.
We think it's up now. According to Neutron, it's up.
Yes.
And Neutron is the
OG.
So, but I feel like it's really easy to get a good sound.
Yes.
Like if you like the low pass filter sound, this pedal does that. Kind of like the Gaiatone, the TWA. Totally Wicked.
The wall rocker.
Wall rocker does the wall rocker, does that band pass thing, and does it well, and that's all it does. This does a low pass filter, does it well. That's all it does. Can't switch the sweep, can't switch a lot of the other little features that you see on some of them, but you get just a really simple to use filter. Didn't touch the volume knob at all. Maybe it's worth just running that real quick.
Is that record or do we care? It would be interesting to see from a decibel standpoint what that added, because it didn't seem to get a lot louder, but it did start to break up. Like it almost sounded like a little bit of a drive. It didn't get crazy loud.
Yeah, it wasn't push out of the room loud, but it was definitely
a difference. Yeah.
Around noon, there seemed to be kind of that unity, maybe. At least in the room, it seemed
right.
I think that's the Rubber Chicken, and this is the Organic Grooves. So another pedal from Lovepedal that we have an episode on this pedal out, and then we have another episode on this pedal out that's kind of hidden that you can find in the description of that because it got a copyright strike on it or whatever. And SPEC Spectrum and sensitivity down here in the top two knobs aren't labeled.
Right. One's volume, one's Q, maybe. Who knows?
So, I mean, I guess it would be possible that we would do an independent Shakedown sound series video on this, but we might do, instead of that, since there is an episode, is maybe come back and compare the two.
Right.
Because we still haven't figured out if they're really the same pedal or if there's something different.
This one's cool graphics on it.
Yeah, this one has sweet graphics on it. All right. But the Rubber Chicken. I mean, what a name.
I just said to Jason, this would be so great if an Aflac commercial plays during this video at some point.
So, I think with that, we always like to take a minute, pause, just to thank you for watching, hitting the subscribe button, clicking the notification bell, hitting the like button, leaving comments down below, going out to Instagram or Facebook, stopping by the new website. Any of those things. Anytime you interact with us, with the show, it really helps us out, helps us to keep bringing cool content, and we appreciate that to no end. So with that,
I'm PJ on behalf of The Beard, reminding you no matter what you hear, you never have too much gear. I'm out of G's.
The G chord's going to be fun.